Good evening, friends, followers, and channel members. Oh no, someone's just spawned in on the top of me on VATSIM. Oh well, hopefully they will notice and retreat. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this giveaway flight from Nice to Gatwick. It will be a real ops flight, but we have the added bonus of doing a giveaway, of course, FSRealistic, which will be in use throughout tonight's stream as well. So hopefully we'll get to sample a few things and not so much the sounds, just because the fly-by-wire team do a fantastic job anyway with regards to the sounds, but certainly the effects and things with engine vibrations and stuff like that, which you'll probably see. I'm sure it'll be self-explanatory as we go along. Really looking forward to that. So great to see so many of you here already before we start the stream. Good evening, Barry, Simon, Wayne, Dark, Lucas, Chubby. Chubby is back. Nicholas, hello to you as well. Lucas, Christian Starmer is also with us. Pilot Pack as well. Thanks so much, guys, for dropping in. Yeah, that's not the normal livery. I've kind of been mounted, which is a little bit of a pain. The problem is, does the guy that has spawned in on top of me realise that he's actually done it? It's a little bit of a pain because if we get into the flight deck, chances are I might not be able to see everything. Well, actually, I can see inside his aircraft, which is kind of off-putting. Stevie G, good evening to you, and DC Gert, good to see you as well. Hopefully that guy will notice his error and disappear. We've definitely been here first. I've been connected to the VATSIM network for about 30 minutes now, while some of the channel members also came in as well. A7C12 Gaming, hello to you, and Winded Up Gaming, hello. Simon Woods, good evening. Thanks for coming on board. So if you are in the chat and you happen to have spawned in at Nice stand 42, if you can vacate, that would be very nice of you. Either way, we're going to go ahead and get set up as we hopefully wait for that. We've got ATC online as well this evening, which is really nice. Quite a lot of ATC, so we'll see if that goes. We'll see if that carries on as well. When you thought this kind of behaviour was illegal in most countries, well, now you know how baby Airbuses are born. Let's just go ahead and check a few things. We also want to get the operational flight plan in, don't we? Let's go ahead and pop that in the chat. So, 1 second. So that's now pinned into the chat as well. Ron McLean, good evening to you. Hope you are well. Anyone that comes here a little bit later on, then you'll be able to see that operational flight plan pinned. Yeah, so we're in a nice turnaround state at the moment. That all looks fine up there. Let's go ahead and set up a few other things up. So current QNH 1019. If we come over to the flight pad as well, I think we should be able to hear the ATIS here.
7 QNH 1019 QFE 1019. Confirm on first contact that you have received information Alpha.
So information
Bonsoir.
Alpha is current.
This is Nice Code Desert Information Alpha recorded at 2000 UTC. Landing runway 04 left. Takeoff runway 04 right. Expected approach RNAV A. Expected departure 6 Alpha. Transition level 60. A1, B1. C1 are holding points of an active runway. Wind 330 degrees, variable between 300 degrees and 10 degrees, 4 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers. Clouds. Few at 7,000 feet. Broken 13,000 feet. Temperature 2.7. QNH 1019, QFE 1019. Confirm on first contact that you have received information Alpha.
Oh well, now we've just listened to ATC. That's highly annoying, as sadly we've now got another pilot who has spawned in at the same gate. Let me just try and change the radio frequency.
Landing runway 04 left. Takeoff.
Has he disappeared? Oh, he has. Thank goodness for that. Well, if one wasn't bad enough, two just would have made things impossible, in which case I would have just had to disconnect from VATSIM for the takeoff, and we'd have gone around it the other way. Right, now we've got the ATC. We know what runway is in use. We know our expected departure as well, Baddock 6 Alpha. The actual flight plan has Baddock 6 chart in there. Let us go ahead and carry on setting up our aircraft. We've got the flight directors on. I'll turn the constraints on as well, nice and early. Let's get that APU running, then we can start getting some passengers on board. 1, 2, 3, there we go. And once that's started, we'll let that run, and we obviously can't get passengers on board until then. Everything else looks how it should before we contact ATC. Let's now go ahead and set up the box. Fuel before we do that. So the operational flight plan, you guys can hopefully see. We've got weather closing in at Gatwick. It may end up being an auto land today. So with the weather closing in, our plug fuel is around 6.5 tons. I'm actually going to opt for 7.5 tons, just in case. It's getting to that time of year in the UK where mist and fog descend on the airports down south, particularly at night time and the early hours of the morning. And London Gatwick is no exception. So there we go. We've got fuel is currently being loaded on. APU is now available. Let's just get the APU bleed on, and we'll give that a minute before we turn on the packs. Have we got the jetway connected? We do. Jetway is all connected and working. So now the fuel's loading. Let us just start adding the aircraft passenger weights. Oh, hang on, stop boarding. I need to actually check what the payload is. So payload is 17576. Check that against the flight plan. That is correct. Zero fuel weight of 63.9. Or 63.8, sorry. Yep, that is correct as well. So we'll start adding that weight to the aircraft. That's all good. Let's go to the data page. IRS, we've got 3 nav green. And aircraft status, LEAP engines, valid air cycle as well. Init page, let's get the ACARS to pull in the route. Our alternate tonight is Manchester. Luton would have been an obvious choice, but the weather's not particularly good there either. Flight number is easy. What's our flight number today? 576 Quebec. Just clear the scratch pad and try again. Easy 5, correction, easy 756 Quebec. Not the nicest call sign, that one, is it? Costing index of 8, flight level 380 minus 55. Tropo is 43,000 feet, 120. That'll just get rounded. I thought that'd get rounded. That gets rounded to the nearest 10, I believe now. So that's okay. Let's move on then. Flight plan. We've just heard on the 80s. It's going to be a departure 04 left. We're now expecting the Baddock 6 Alpha departure. And insert. Our arrival into Gatwick is going to be the runway 26 left ILS, and that is taking us on the Cunard 1 Golf. Cunard 1 Golf. And I believe that is via Willow. Oh, do you know what I've not got open? I've not got the Navigraph open. That's no good, is it? Definitely don't want to be flying with ATC without the charts available to us. Let's have a quick look. So, initial approach is that fire. So there's Timber. What was the options? Timber and Willow. So it's going to be via Timber, I think. I think that is. Yeah, it's not going to be via Willow. Pop that in. 571 miles. Our flight plan is 579 miles, so 8 miles difference. That looks good. Let's quickly then bring up the chart for the departure and we'll check everything matches. So we're not doing the 6 Charlie, it's going to be the 6 Alpha. They're on the same they're on the same chart anyway. So the 6 Alpha is down to the south and then back up. That's fine. Let's just check. So we have got in 420 feet, and then we've got NI 1 and Mike November 044, then to November Charlie. That's good. All the constraints look accurate as well. Scroll down and clear the discontinuity. Lovely. Okay, so happy with that. Let's have a look at the RadNav page. What are we going to pop in here? Well, we can pop in the November Charlie NDB if we require it. That might take a minute just to load in, actually. There's probably quite a few with that designator. There we go. So that's now set up. And also want to pop in the Alpha Zulu Romeo. Now, I think the Alpha Zulu Romeo, this is just for our engine out procedure. Let me just grab the charts for this and find the arrival page. If we had to come back in here at Nice, it would be landing on 04 left. And that is using the RNAV Alpha, I think it said. So 04 left would be here. Obviously, we hope we don't need that. The Alpha Zulu Romeo is the beacon on the airfield itself. Alpha Zulu Romeo, that's the one I wanted. Let's just pop that there for now. It's not the chart I'd use, but Alpha Zulu Romeo was the waypoint I wanted to find, and I'll explain why in a little while. Okay, so that's the RadNav page set up for what I want. To the InV page. So, how are we doing? Refueling is still underway, so we can't calculate our zero fuel weight just yet, unless our passengers are all loaded. Our passengers should be loaded actually, but there's zero fuel weight centre of gravity as well. We'll just wait. We've only got less than a ton to go. So let's put in the trip wind, which is a tailwind of 14. And whilst I'm doing that, I'll go back to the B page in a second, but let's go to the performance page. So the transition altitude here is 5,000 feet. Thrust reduction acceleration, that is spot on in the real world as well. It's 1,010, as is the engine out acceleration, so let's just make sure that matches. We're going to be doing a flaps 1 toga departure, so let's calculate those V speeds: 142, 139, and 138. Characteristic speeds, green dot is... oh, that's nice. I was just wondering actually, as we're obviously getting heavier, are these going to change? And I just saw the clean speed change there, so that's the first time I've seen that, so that's really nice. On that departure, where have you gone? Max speed 210. Right, in that case, that's going to be done at flaps 1, 202. There we go. Now, how's our refueling? Refueling is all completed, so let's just go back and fill in the init B page. Planned fuel then is going to be 5.7, and we've now got 7.4. Let's get the passengers on board, shall we? So the packs are on. Let's tell the flight attendant to start boarding.
Refueling is underway and the bags are starting to get loaded, so let's open the doors and allow our passengers on board. Thank you.
No problem.
7.4 tons. And then let's just check fuel required if we need to go to the alternate. Let's call that 1.8 tons, shall we? So that gives a takeoff weight of 71. And that fuel 1.8. So in total we've got an extra 35 minutes of flying time, so that's good enough for go-arounds, holds, etc., things like that. So happy with how much fuel we've got on board. Our takeoff weight is going to be 71 tons. That is of course above the maximum landing weight, but that's no issue. Okay, I think we're about ready to start doing our brief. In fact, before we do that, let's contact ATC, just in case they give us any information that's not quite what we've planned for. Let's see. So let's contact, who have we got? We've got Lima Fox Mike, isn't it? Let's just contact Marseille Control. I think they control Nice for us. Guess we'll find out in a second. Marseille Control, good evening, Easy 756 Quebec. Just confirming you control Nice Airport for us.
Easy 756 Quebec, affirmative ID, deliver clearance and ground control.
Easy 756 Quebec, sorry, say again, do you provide clearance, did you say?
756 Quebec, affirmative.
Lovely. Easy 756 Quebec, thank you. On the ground at Nice, stand 42, Type A320 Neo, requesting our clearances filed to Gatwick, and we have information Alpha on board.
Easy 756 Quebec, information Alpha correct, clear to Gatwick via Badod 6 Alpha, departure runway 04 right, climb flight level 130, scope is 5607.
Departure via runway 04 right, Baddock 6 Alpha departure, initial climb flight level 130 and squawk 5607 for Easy 756 Quebec.
756 Quebec, feedback is correct.
Excellent.
Lufthansa 1803 is back in the cockpit.
Welcome back, Lufthansa 1803, proceed direct to Picos.
Direct Picos.
Okay, so that's all set up. I'm just going to come off that frequency for a moment whilst we do our departure briefing.
Visibility 10 kilometers.
But I don't want the ATIS running in the background. There we go. Okay, so let's see how we're going to approach this departure. So we're currently parked stand 42. I expect we'll push back facing south. We'll go south potentially on Charlie. It'll most likely give us Charlie 1 to cross, and then Charlie 2. Then from Charlie 2 we'll go down Whiskey all the way down and hold for departure Whiskey 3 presumably. There's all the potential to give us Bravo 1 and then potentially go down Victor, but I think Whiskey is the normal just here. On departure then we're going to get autopilot on nice and early. We need to make that climb once we get to 420 feet. We've obviously got terrain ahead of us which we'll talk about in a moment, but autopilot will be able to fly this quite nicely. We've already seen that that's programmed in accurately. I'll check that on the navigation display as well in a moment. We're going to be doing a flaps 1 turn all the way through until we pass Mike November 044. After that we can go to manage speed, clear up and begin the climb up to begin the acceleration out as we climb up to flight level 130. Let's just check that departure and how that looks. So if I just go into the plan mode, actually that doesn't look quite as neat as it should. That probably will though, to be fair, as we get going. It's just because we're actually stationary at the moment and that's a kind of a restriction of the aircraft itself. But once we take off, make sure we make that right hand turn at 420. And what I can do as as well is just make a mental note of this. After 420 we need to turn to a heading 138 degrees to overfly the Mike November 044. The idea is to get us up and out of the way and not create any noise as we take off over the expensive area to live down here. We don't want to upset them. Let's talk then a little bit about the weather, etc. So the weather here in Nice, as we can see, and as we've heard, there's nothing wrong with the weather. The weather is rather nice. So if we do have a problem after departure, then I'm happy to come back and land here, but we are overweight, so we'd have to run the overweight landing checklist. The aircraft is the A320NX experimental version from fly-by-wire, and we have the custom flight plan manager, but I don't think TCAS is yet working, sadly, as I've now gone to a new version which has got these rather beautiful extra wing views, which we'll be able to enjoy throughout the flight today. No TAMs, nothing important here in Nice. The only thing to be aware of is, although we got this from the 80s as well, is if we did have to come back in here, runway 04 left, the ILS is out, so we would be making the RNAV approach. Threats to consider at this airport, well, a lot of this, I'm sure you're familiar with these. The big threat here is the terrain. We have high terrain to the north, the northeast and the northwest of the airfield, which we obviously need to make sure we tear away and we steer away from, but that's going to be fine. Minimum safe altitude and the first sector of our departure is 10,700 feet, and then after that it's 3,000 feet. So let's just talk about anything, all the emergencies, if anything goes wrong. We've always got ATC online, so if anything goes wrong during the taxi, I'll need to stop the aircraft, contact ATC, let them know that we've had to stop for whatever failure we've got. If we do have that failure, perhaps we can fix that by running any ECAM drills as necessary. If not, we'll ask ATC to assist us and get us back on the stand. On departure, if we've got any problems or warnings before 100 knots, then I'll consider stopping, but after 100 knots and up to V1, I'll only stop for uninhibited ECAM warnings or cautions, such as engine fire failure, and that's with or without thrust loss, or if essentially I just think the aircraft is completely unsafe to fly. If that's the case, and I make that decision to stop, I'll call stop, we'll go max reverse, keep the aircraft nice and straight on the runway, and I'll use manual brakings as well if I don't think or the auto brake is doing as good a job as it should. I will also attempt to point the aircraft into the wind if we have had a fire warning. Once we come to a stop on the runway, I'll stow the reversers, set the parking brakes, and then we'll just sit for a second, confirm why we have had to stop, checking any ECAM messages and fault lights. And once I've established the cause of the failure, we can either complete the ECAM drills and we can ask ATC if we can vacate the runway. Of course, in real life, if it was something a little bit more important, such as, or more serious rather, such as an engine fire, then we'd have to consider running the evacuation checklist. A failure after V1, however, we're committed to takeoff, so I'll get the aircraft into the air. If it's an engine failure, I'll fly using standard technique, 12.5 degrees pitch, following SRS and using rudder to counteract the yaw. Once an aircraft has got a positive rate of climb, we'll get that landing gear up and remain toga for the time being. Now, very important here is the fact that we've got the terrain. We need to make a right turn very quickly, whether we lose an engine or not, once we get above 420 feet. However, it's a non-standard engine out departure here, and if that were to happen, what we would have to do is at 1 mile from Alpha Zulu Romeo, which we should have in the RadNav page just there. Yep, we do. 1 mile from Alpha Zulu Romeo, we make a right-hand turn to a heading of 148 degrees to intercept the 117 radial from Alpha Zulu Romeo, and that will take us to the Neres holding point, and that is our non-standard engine out procedure. Once we have secured the engine and we're above the single acceleration altitude and we've completed that first turn, I'll then push the level off, accelerate and retract flaps on schedule. Then a green dot will go up and climb, set maximum continuous thrust. Once we have got to our holding point at Neres, that is when we shall decide basically what are we going to do. Are we going to continue, return or divert? So let's just pop a couple of other things here then into the box. So I want to add in the Alpha Zulu and Romeo fix. So we've got that shown on the navigation display. I'm going to enter that radial as well. So that's 117. And then I'm also going to pop in there the holding point, which is Neres. And the course for the hold is 297 and the hold is right turns. So there we can see that probably looks a little bit clear if I now show that. So yeah, we would on departure we'd make a right hand turn, intercept that radial out, and then that would take us to Neres. Or it should do. Why isn't Neres showing on the it's not that far out, is it? Ah, I know why. I've spelt it wrong. FSRealistic. There it is, and that intercepts that line perfectly. Wonderful. Okay, so hopefully we won't need the emergency brief, but we've done it, and we know exactly what we're going to do if things go astray. Now, last few passengers are getting on board. I think we're about ready to start securing the aircraft and getting ready to run our before start checklist. Fuel pumps can come on, refueling's complete, and we'll also get the seatbelt signs on as well. APU is running, packs are on, we can get rid of the external power. I see we have still been mounted by another Neo. How rude. So if you guys have got any questions or anything like that, wait until we get airborne, please. I'll happily come back and answer any questions that you may have. Right now, I'm just anxious to get out of here, really. We've got an hour and a half's flight time, so looking forward to doing a nice cruise stage with all you guys. 12 passengers remaining. Let's do the before start checklist to the line whilst we're waiting for that then. So, final checks overhead looks good. We know we've got 3 nav green as well, we've already checked that, and the fuel is nicely balanced. So, cockpit preparation is complete, signs are on and auto, ADIRS 3 nav green, fuel quantity 7460 and balanced, FMGS is set, altimeter is 1019. And I believe that was the last of the passengers coming on board.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our EasyJet service. Please place your large bags into the overhead locker, wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags, duty-free and loose items of clothing. Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure a prompt departure, we would kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear, enabling all remaining customers to board. Your seatbelt can now be fastened ready for departure. This is a no smoking service. Thank you for observing this policy.
Thanks a lot.
Looks like whichever aircraft it was in our spot is now pushing back, so that's good. It means we'll get a much clearer view as we decide to go. So we'll let him get out of the way.
Cabin crew, we're all ready to go, so please arm the doors and cross-check. Thank you.
So whilst the cabin crew go through, check the doors, etc., we'll just welcome everybody on board, then we'll call the tug, let that aircraft behind us disappear, and then we'll request our pushback from the ground controller.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck this morning, let me welcome you on board this EasyJet aircraft as you settle in for what we hope is going to be a most enjoyable flight. The weather today doesn't look to be posing much of a problem, so we should have a nice smooth ride for you throughout the duration of the flight. And as the cabin crew continue making their last preparations, if you could please assist them by getting yourselves sat down, your seatbelts fastened, and make yourselves nice and comfortable. The ground crew have now finished loading the aircraft, and we're just about finished with all our pre-flight checks, so it won't be long until we are pushing back. If you could please give the cabin crew your full attention as they go through the safety briefing, we'd very much appreciate it. So on behalf of myself and the first officer, we'd like to say thank you for choosing EasyJet today, and we look forward to giving you a safe flight.
Okay, let's do the before start checklist below the line. Windows and doors. Take the fuel page on the SD pages. There we go. Fuel and doors. Windows and doors closed and armed. Beacon light is on. Mobile phone. Pop that on the silent. And parking brake is on. Let's call the pushback guys.
Cockpit to ground.
This is ground. Stand by.
So he's now doing his checks. Let's get ATC back on the radio, and we'll contact them once he says that they're ready.
Sir, the bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed.
The parking brakes are set. You may land.
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft. Standing by for pushback.
Okay, so standing by for pushback. Let's contact ground and tell them that we're ready to go. Massey Control, good evening, Easy 756 Quebec on the ground at Nice, stand 42, we're ready for push and start.
756 Quebec, company aircraft behind you, please hold, I will call you back for push and start.
We'll hold position, Easy 756 Quebec. Oh well, chat amongst yourselves, guys. HD, good evening to you, sir. Hope you are well. Looking forward to these new views as we depart. Headed toward Gatwick, and I'm hoping the weather holds off for us, as it was forecast to get rather misty and foggy.
Alpine 1378, request taxi.
Alpine 1378 taxi, Arctic point 04 right via Charlie, cross 04 left and whiskey.
Duke Dan Gaming, the ground crew is from the toolbar pushback.
Alpine 1378.
756 Quebec behind company aircraft taxiing on Charlie, push and start through facing south, QNH 1019er.
Behind the company aircraft, taxiing behind us, we're cleared to push back, facing south, QNH 1019 at easy, 756 Quebec. HD, I've got 7.5 tons on board, or just under now with the APU, but yeah, just under 7.5 tons. So we're just waiting for this aircraft to move, and then we can begin our push.
The 854, you need a clearance to enter the active runway. Next time, please be careful. You are cleared for takeoff, wind 040 degrees 9 knots.
Sorry for my mistake, I'll just go outside a bit. Got cleared for takeoff, runway 04 left, once again, 04 right. Once again, so very sorry, it's a
The 23 Sierra Delta company aircraft pushing back on your right accordingly, push and start through facing south, QNH 1019.
Yeah, HD, I did load exit. The plug fuel was just under 6.6 tons, so we took just under a ton extra.
This is 114 Sierra contact with radar 128.05. Have a good evening.
Confirm there was one of the
114.
iPhone.
We are cleared for start.
1805 for
Parking brakes set.
the 114.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Meister Center, Oscar Sierra Kilo Yankee, good evening, flight level 130 for flight level 140.
Engines in sequence.
Oscar Sierra Kilo Yankee, Marseille, bonsoir, identified.
Nice and busy with ATC tonight, so let's get those engines started. Engine 1 selected to start, and starting engine 1.
Marseille Control, good evening, German Airlines 1804 on flight level 3990.
German Airlines 1804, Marseille, bonsoir, identified.
Alpine 70 Kilo, requesting taxi.
Alpine 73 Kilo behind company aircraft on left to right, taxi Arctic 104 right via Charlie, cross 04 left and whiskey.
Okay, so he's given aircraft. He's given aircraft the taxi route that we expected and briefed us. So we're going to taxi down via Charlie, presumably cross 04 left, and then taxi down via whiskey.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft. A safety card is in your seat pocket, oxygen masks, life jackets, and brace position that you must adopt if you hear brace. Brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle, and 2 at the front of the cabin.
Line 1804, proceed direct to
Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, leave all cabin baggage.
Starting engine 2.
3250, ready, descent flight level 270, level by ready.
And released as shown. It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs are on.
270 and the level at relief for Iberia security factors.
Masks will drop from above you.
The 854 you are identified, climb to flight level
Put the mask over your
170.
nose and mouth.
Climb to flight 170, EasyJet first part.
Strap,
Good engine start. Clear
pull on
to
each
expect.
side
See
to
you at the
adjust.
side. Have a good flight.
Put on your own mask before helping
Holding
others.
position, waiting for the visual.
If we land on
Thank
water,
you and
take the
goodbye.
life jacket from under your seat. Put
So,
it over
Lots
your
lots
head.
of
EasyJet aircraft taxiing out tonight.
04 gauche et 04
Click
droite
together.
Whiskey.
And pull the strap to adjust.
04 gauche
Do
et
not inflate it inside the
04
aircraft.
droite.
When outside, inflate by pulling the toggle. If it fails to inflate or needs topping up,
The
blow into the
854 right turn direct to November,
There's a
Charlie.
light and whistle for attracting
Right
attention.
turn, November, that's November, Charlie, EasyJet first part.
For children.
Oscar Sierra Kilo Yankee contact pilot control 128 decimal 1, have a good
Window
evening.
blinds open and seat
128.1 Oscar Kilo Yankee, good evening.
pleasant flight with EasyJet.
Okay, engine 2 is stabilised after start flows. Engine mode selector to normal. Get that
The
APU off.
280 Marseille, bonsoir, please
An
call
APU
Charlie.
bleed. On the spoilers, check the rudder, flaps 1, and we'll set the trim,
Marseille, Alpine 1378, ready for departure.
which is 23.3.
1378, wind 040 degrees 9 knots, runway 04 right, you are cleared for takeoff.
Clear takeoff from runway 04 right, Alpine
Let's start checklist. Anti-ice is off. Ecam status is checked. Pitch trim 23.3 and rudder trim is 0.
All station on this new QNH 1020.
QNH now 1020.
The 230 Delta taxi 04 right via Charlie, cross 04 left and whiskey.
Cleared taxi via Charlie to 04 right, hold short of 4 left, easy 230 Delta.
So
230 Delta negative, cross 04 left, hold short of 04 right via whiskey.
let's
Sorry, cross 04
request our
left
taxi clearance.
and hold
We've obviously
right
got the jet in
on
front of us
the,
to give way
easy
to.
230 Delta.
648 Alpha Bravo, soyez prévenus d'un départ par Bravo 3. 648 Alpha Bravo reçu, maintenez Bravo 3. Merci.
Easy 756 Quebec is ready for taxi.
Right and wait behind.
Line up from 804 right, behind departing company Afstadt, Alpine 70 kilo.
Transavia 280, you are identified, proceed direct to Mike Echo November.
Easy 756 Quebec is ready for taxi.
756 Quebec, follow company aircraft in front of you, cross 04 left and hold short 04 right.
Follow company aircraft, cross 04 left and hold short 04 right. Easy 756 Quebec.
Unique Airbus 9 Bravo Juliet, contact Swiss Radar 128 decimal 050, have a good one. Unique Airbus 9 Bravo Juliet, contact Swiss.
So thankfully we briefed where we expected them to go, and we know where he's going, so even if I lose sight of the aircraft in front of me, I know where we're taxiing down to. Let's take the time to do the pets check then. So, in fact I can also do the flight controls check. So, full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, rudder, full right,
flight level
full left, and neutral.
Climb from 320, EasyJet first.
Line 1378 identified, climb flight level 1.
No change to the performance, it's still going to be a Toga takeoff. QNH 1020. Enter our procedure, non-standard, 1 mile, right hand turn to a heading. Sorry, just listen to it here. Right turn, heading 148. To intercept that radial and get us to the nearest holding point. Departure is the Barak 6 Alpha, matches what we've got in the FGC. Stop altitude is flight level 130.
Iberia 3250, contact Swiss Radar 128 decimal 05, good evening.
We've been cleared to cross that runway.
Radar on 128.1, what did you say, sir?
I've just popped the strobes on as well whilst we cross this runway. It is an active runway at the moment.
128.050 for Iberia 3250. Thank you. Have a good evening. Yes, sir.
Marseille Control, good day. German Lines 481 on
Always
flight
worth
level
checking there's nothing
270.
coming in though, even though we've been cleared to cross.
German Line 481, Marseille, bonsoir, you are identified.
Marseille Control, could we get a higher flight level, possibly 350?
German Line 481, approved, climb 350.
Climbing 350
Strobe lights
for
can come
German
back
Lines
off.
481, thank you.
Distance at 3 Tango Victor Taxi 04 left via Tango and Alpha.
Smaller aircraft taking the intersection departure. We'll follow our company aircraft now down to the end.
Flight 1X page, you leaving my space, my Titanic.
Before takeoff, checklist to the line. Flight controls checked, departure briefing confirmed, flap setting, config 1, and set. FMA takeoff data 138 blue, 142 magenta, climb blue, 1FD2, 13,000 blue, Toga. Transponder is set, eco memo, takeoff no blue, flight bag is stowed. A reminder, we're completing this first couple of turns, flaps 1 at S speed.
Flight 886 Marseille, bonsoir, identified, climb flight level 220. For those of you just joining, we'll be giving a copy of FSRealistic away during the stream tonight. Stay tuned for more information on how to enter the giveaway, but you must be a subscriber to the channel to be eligible. 173 kilo, you are identified, climb flight level 170, direct to November Charlie.
170 and direct to November Charlie, Alpine 70 kilo.
So obviously not live time, we've got a nice evening departure for us tonight.
Continue climb 340, ECA
Alpine 1378 direct to Irma, climb flight level 240.
Sorry, Irma and climb flight level 240, Alpine 1370.
EZ23 Sierra Delta, line up runway 04 right and wait.
Line up on wait, 04 right, EZ230 Delta.
So we can
886,
taxi to the holding point behind him, and then we'll get ready to go. Very busy on the radio tonight. There, you can just see those vibrations as well in the flight deck as the engine spooled up a little bit. That's FSRealistic coming into play.
Contact at 280 Marseille Control.
So I've just popped the parking brake on for a moment. Those clouds look great this evening, look at that, really nice.
Alpine 73 kilo, climb flight level 340.
340, 5.70
Let's use this time wisely just to refresh. So, at 420 feet we're going to commence a right hand turn. We want to go 138. I'd like to do this in nav mode, but just because it's not looking quite right, we may fly that first turn sort of manually and get the autopilot on and set 138.
Proceed direct to Nildu.
In fact, what I could do
Direct
is I could preempt that
German Airlines 481.
just for workload management's sakes. There we go. Because ideally what we should have, of course, is flying straight over Mike November 044. Not 100% convinced it's going to do that. If it looks good, I can pop it back into nav mode.
Runway 04 right, you are cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 04 right, EZ230 Delta.
648 Alpha Bravo, direct to Sano.
Direct to Sano, 648 Alpha.
756 Quebec behind departing aircraft, line up runway 04 right and wait behind.
Behind the departing company J8, line up and wait behind runway 04 right, easy 756 Quebec.
Distance at 3 Tango Victor, cross 04 left, taxi 04 right via Victor.
Control, this is Volatility 22 Delta Romeo with you, flight level 360.
Just check all those lights are coming on.
Bonsoir, call you back.
Receipt for
3 Tango Victor, taxi 04 right, cross 04 left, then via Victor.
Taxi 04 right, cross 04 left, and then
We're going to have a couple of minutes as well on the ground for separation, so that's okay. Not too rushed.
Marseille, bonsoir, Albin Latin 27 Bravo Fox, with you, flight level 140.
Nice Airport is killing the frame rates a bit though, especially with all this traffic.
Climb 220.
We climb flight level 220, 27 Bravo Fox.
648 Alpha Bravo, contactez Milan 127,45, bonne soirée.
There's obviously the terrain that we want to avoid.
Z23 Sierra Delta identified, proceed direct November Charlie, climb flight level 340.
Direct November Charlie, climb flight level 340.
So I think we may be able to expect a direct as we
280 Marseille control.
As we get out of here. Before takeoff checklist below the line. So the cabin is secured. Engine mode selector is normal. TCAS TARA packs are now off. Anti-ice not required.
Amazing 5 November arrival.
Cleared amazing 5 November arrival. Translate 280. I'm so sorry again.
And 280 descent flight level 150.
Down to 150. Translate 280.
Easy 756 Quebec runway 04 right. You are cleared for takeoff. Wind 310 degrees 7 knots.
Cleared for takeoff, 04 right, easy, 756 Quebec. Okay, takeoff. Start the chrono, engine 1 critical, and
Marseille, bonsoir, vous testerez avec Paris, montez niveau 200.
Nice vibrations there as the engines spool up.
TT7 Bravo,
so takeoff
contact size, control 128 decimal 1.
Mantoga SIS runway.
128127 Bravo Fox, merci.
Massive control, I'm so sorry. Could you confirm the arrival for Transit 280?
Transit 280 RS from Beijing 5 November, Mike Echo Zulu India November 5 November.
V1
5
rotate.
November for Transit 280, thank you.
Correct.
Runway track.
Lufthansa 3 Tango Victor line at runway 04 right and wait.
Right hand turn, we can ignore the flight directors for the moment.
Canal 84 November, you are leaving my airspace, Motor 122D, simulate hand
Set climb thrust.
123A, have a nice evening, Condor 84 November.
Marseille control, good evening, fraction 24 Delta, passing 247 for 230 Mola 5 November arrival.
Section 224 Delta, Marseille, bonsoir, descent flight level 150.
Flight level 150, fraction 224 Delta, and we have information Alpha for you.
Any information Alpha, correct?
So the moment we're now heading to Mike November 044, after which I should then be able to pop in the autopilot on nav.
756 Quebec identified, climb flight level 340 direct to November Charlie.
Flight level 340 now direct November Charlie for easy 756 Quebec.
Lufthansa 3 Tango Victor runway 04 right, cleared for takeoff.
So just start that right hand turn.
7 knots.
Direct to November Charlie.
854, continue climb flight level 380.
Nav autopilot engaged. Nav and 340 blue. Through that first turn, let's start accelerating away and cleaning up.
Welcome, thank you very much.
Contact 280, contact Lyon coach 125 decimal 45. Have a good evening.
Flap 0. Spoilers disarmed.
Transavia 280,
back on.
contact Lyon approach 125.45. Good evening.
Contact Lyon approach 125.45, Transavia 280. Thank you.
Line 73, Kilo, climb final, flight level 380.
360, 5.73 kilo.
73 kilo negative, climb flight level 380.
So as well as listening to ATC as well, we're just monitoring everything the aircraft's doing, particularly on that departure, which wasn't straightforward. Lots going on there. Passing 6,000 feet. Or flight level 060, transition altitude here is 5,000 feet. Let's release the cabin crew. Just check that temperature as well. We're about to go through that cloud layer. Let's get the anti-ice on.
Answer control, good evening, Lufthansa 907 Foxtrot, with you passing flight level 214, descending level 170.
That looks great, doesn't it?
Lufthansa 907 Foxtrot, Marseille, bonsoir, you are clear, 47
Please
Romeo
keep your
arrival.
seatbelt fastened while the seatbelt
47 Romeo arrival, Lufthansa 907 Foxtrot, and confirm it will be RNAV 04 left
toilets
alpha.
are located at each end of the cabin.
Thank you.
Remember,
I'm loving the
that
reflection as well in this window.
at any time.
From the other side of the aircraft.
Avec Paris 108, il n'y a pas de souci, bonne soirée.
Center, good evening, Edelweiss 1 uniform. I have problems connecting Switzerland, so now I'm online.
Coming up on 10,000 feet then. Let's get the lights off.
You are leaving by your special key, you can wait a Unicode 128, see you next time.
Okay, bye. Uniform 128.
Function 224 Delta, contact Lyon approach on 125.45. Have a good evening.
125.45 for question 224 Delta, thank you.
I'll clean up the RadNav page as well, as we're done with that.
273 you are living in my airspace, Mata Unicode 122D, simulate, have a good evening.
I'll also clear those fixes out of there as well, otherwise these lines just extend
Delta, climb
for
flight level
infinity.
380.
Flight level 380, is it 230 Delta?
There we go. So we're just passing flight level 120. Just see if we get any turbulence in this cloud layer.
Information Charlie correct, clear to jet required by
If not, I'll get the seatbelt signs off.
Right, climb flight level 130, stroke 5615.
Great new views from the fly-by-wire team. Loving that. Yeah, HD, the lights on other aircraft are now being fixed, so flying at night time isn't so scary anymore on VATSIM.
This is the 3 Tango Victor identified, climb flight level 380 and you can proceed direct to Badot.
Don't know if the cloud layer is getting higher and higher. I put that anti-ice on just as we were about to go in them, and we've not entered the cloud yet. I'm kind of chasing them. It's about to get turbulent over the Alps, so maybe we'll leave that seatbelt sign on for a little bit. Air Trooper 37, I think you're going to have to wait for that trolley.
E756 Quebec, climb flight level 380.
Flight level 380, easy 756 Quebec. Flight level 380 blue. Uh, 200 metre RVR at night is much more fun. for who? Row pilot 15, a little bit turbulent over the Alps it seems. Oh, yes indeed. I think that's just pretty standard at the moment. Lucas, you have 3 stripes now, yes. Thank you so much for your support, Lucas. We seem to have got some nervous flyers on board tonight. So self-loading cargo is screaming at the slightest touch. Look at that wing flex with the turbulence. Manic Miner, was that the passenger screaming? Affirmative.
To 4,000 feet, QNH 1020.
Left hand heading 180, descend 4,000 feet, QNH 1020. Left hand Niner, 7 Fox.
The rattling of the overhead bins as well. I don't know if you can pick that up in the stream. That I believe also is FSRealistic giving you that. So now, until we get to Lima Tango Papa, we just need to be aware that the ground beneath us is above 10,000 feet. So if we had a decompression, we'd need to turn back round the other way. Ballad Jurassic sounds like some it's time for some Valium for the passengers. What about the pilots? Simon, the FSRealistic screams and the self-loading cargo screams sure add up to more than enough screaming for a pilot's life. Well, I think, in fact, I'm pretty certain FSRealistic only screams if you know you're about to crash. Which we're not about to crash. We're good. We're still climbing nice and safely, coming up to flight level 230.
20524 Marseille, you are cleared for push and start facing south, QNH 1020.
Wayne, you thought it was a baby trying to get out of the overhead bins. Oh. I have control. Didn't like that just then, did it? Let's get autopilot back on. Autopilot 1 back engaged.
The 854 contact Paris Control 1280 Simul 1. Have a good evening.
Was it forecast to be this turbulent? I didn't think it was. I think this might be Microsoft Flight Simulator doing its thing. I have heard actually since the last sim update 6, that the turbulence in the fly-by-wire was a little bit overdone.
Descent flight level 300 leveled by Neil 2.
Joseph, greetings from New York. Still got that thin cloud layer to get up.
Ready for descent, then flight level 300.
Not liking this turbulence at all.
1804 actually don't need to be level until 1 ready descent 300.
Just keep an eye on that. We seem to be struggling to climb. What's N1 doing? 89, okay. Climb thrust is alright.
Then we are ready for descent and start our descent for flight level 300.
Perhaps if we can get a little bit higher, we can get over that. So we've just entered max 67. I've just pulled the speed to see if we can increase the rate of climb. Get us up out of this. We could put in the turbulence penetration speed, which is max 76, but I just need to get the climb going.
The 854 Martin. Hotel 22 Delta Romeo, you're leaving my airspace shortly, motor Unicode 122 DC. Have a good evening.
Bet the passengers are glad that I didn't turn off that seatbelt sign. Seems to be calming down a little bit now.
Hotel 22 Delta Romeo, veuillez nous confirmer décibels du fit passer une bonne soirée.
Nubrix, EasyJet Swiss, they've received their first Neo, have they? Oh, excellent. JJ, you've been waiting 2 months, hopefully to get your Thrustmaster Captain's throttles pack, etc. next week. Fingers crossed that will all work nicely for you. Frederick, the VS is like 100 to 2,000 feet per minute change in a second. Yeah, I do think, as good as the weather system is, I do think the weather is fantastic in Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Marseille Control, good evening, Catalonian 033.
I think the turbulence at times is a little overdone.
Level 143, climbing to flight level 150.
As rumors, yeah, 70 knot tailwind over the Alps, that's no problem.
Catalonian 033, Marseille, bonsoir, identified flight to flight level 330.
For those of you that will have checked out the
330, Catalonian 033.
the SIGMET charts,
German Airline 1804, leaving my airspace, motor Unicode 122 DC.
you can see that icing is forecast.
122.8.
Not icing, turbulence is forecast.
Have a good night.
Up to flight level 370. We're going to flight level 380, so if we can get there, that should be quite nice.
Right turn to Pittsburgh, descend 3000 feet. Clear
Dark Fury, no, it doesn't replace all aircraft and engine sounds, no. Plus you can also turn those off as well, because obviously the Fly By Wire team do a great job with their sounds. I'm going to put that back into managed speed for the time being. We may just level off a little bit whilst we accelerate away. That tailwind is going to push us all the way nicely to Gatwick. Whilst it's doing that, let's have a look at the weather's actually doing at Gatwick, shall we? So our alternate tonight is Manchester, in case we need it. The weather around London not tipped to be great visibility wise, otherwise Luton would have been an option. Oh god, here we go again. Yeah, I think you might be feeling a little seasick if you were currently flying this.
Marseille Centre, ED62901, bonsoir, with you, flight level 370.
ED62901, Marseille, bonsoir, identified, you are cleared Arson 5 November.
Air Trooper Series FSRealistic worth purchasing or not? The best thing you can do is to try for yourself. There is a 7-day free trial that you can use, which I think is great. It shows great confidence in the product, doesn't it? Leonardo, where do you find the trip wind, engine acceleration, thrust reduction? Okay, so the trip wind is on your operational flight plan, and the engine out, thrust reduction values, etc. are in our Discord server on the pilot's briefing room for all the European airports. Right, we're going to hold that there at Mach 7.6. Samsung23, is there a performance hit? Not that I've noticed, no.
77 Whiskey Marseille, bonsoir, identified, climb flight level 180.
Frankfurt level 180. Ryanair 77 Whiskey.
Ryanair 77 Whiskey, contact Swiss radar 128 decimal 05, have a good evening.
I'm just watching that wing flex as the aircraft gets bounced around.
Cleared Arson 5 November, ED691 and descend flight level 170.
How long have we been airborne for?
77 Whiskey 1280.
I started the takeoff roll just over 18 minutes ago. We're not at cruise yet.
Confirm frequency 4977 Whiskey.
128.050.
128.050 Whiskey. Thank you.
That company message has now come through to
Catalonian 033 and
check out Gatwick. See what's happening there.
Catalan 033 service again.
Gatwick information, Bravo. Runway induced 26 left, transition level 70, surface wind 220.5 knots. Ceiling and visibility okay. Temperature 11, dew point +8. All that looks good. That's going to be a Cat 1 approach every day of the week, if it maintains it. Captain 79, good evening.
128.1 for Alpine 72, merci, et bon soleil.
This high level cloud is going to spoil my views.
Bonsoir, 128.06, on descend au niveau 230.
128.06, c'est bonsoir, identifié, descendez niveau 180.
Descend niveau 180.
Christian, that's a good shout. We don't need the anti-ice. We're now well below the temperature for that. Save a little bit of fuel.
Victor GT traffic turn right heading 3500.
Once we get to Lima Tango Papa, which is the next waypoint, then the Alps start to disappear beneath us, so the turbulence should drop off.
Distance at 945 runway 04 left, you accelerate to runway 310 degrees.
James Chang, thank you very much for subscribing. So we will be given a copy today later on of FSRealistic, which is currently in use for this flight today. As you can see, just for flying the A320NX, I've turned off a lot of the sort of sounds, including crash screaming and engine starts, flaps, levers, stuff like that. Just because the fly-by-wire team add their own sounds. All I've left on is a little bit of aircraft and airframe vibration, which you may have seen during the taxi, which is quite nice. I like to see that, particularly during the low engine spool up. It may be a little bit overdone at the moment, but you can go in and tweak it. Sarkotech, do I have a tutorial for the choice of Cat 1, 2, 3 to show you when to use which one? Yes, I do, if you search the channel. That's quite an in-depth tutorial as well as I recall. So it's one of those videos you may have to watch 2 or 3 times, because it's not easy stuff. So Barry, yeah, there is information in the pilot's briefing room, but it's the if you're wanting an actual video regarding which minimums we use, then there is one, as I say, on the channel.
854 master control.
Daniel, what route are we going to fly next? I have no idea. I don't think that I don't think that far ahead. Right, I think we can now finally turn those seatbelt signs off.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has now turned off the seatbelt sign and you are now free to move around the cabin.
VT3 Delta contact Paris Control 128 Civil 1, have a good evening.
In case of unexpected turbulence. The toilets are now available.
Contacting persons, EZ230 Delta.
Delta battery takeoff Victor, resume all navigation direct to Boulogne.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase a selection of hot beverages, together with drinks and snacks.
481, when ready,
We accept
descent flight level
payments in pounds,
300.
euros, most major currencies, and debit or
When
credit
ready,
cards.
descent flight level
The correct change would be greatly appreciated. And if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Okay, boys and girls, the alcohol cart is on its way. I think my passengers need that after that turbulence, don't they? Let's have a look. I think we can now. We've just got about 700 feet to go. We're going to go back into managed speed for that. Report on final. You've not missed the giveaway just yet. To be eligible for the giveaway, you just need to be a subscriber to the channel and then stay tuned for more information on how to enter that. Oh, my passengers on self-loading cargo are most certainly not satisfied.
living by your space matter,
Hey, Talia Johnson!
122.8.
Thank you for coming on board. Good to see you.
Thank you for service and good day.
So many of the channel members in the stream tonight. Great to see all of you.
V62901, contact your approach 125.45. Have a good evening.
It's taken an age to get up to our cruising altitude today. Tom, I'm doing a it's all default weather. There's no Rex weather going on.
Controlling and taxi get out discretion.
Leonardo, the pre-selected speed 202 was our F speed. No, it wasn't. It was our S speed because we had a speed restriction on departure.
Contact Leon, approach on 125.45, easy 62901, the active product control.
Dave, does anybody else try to right-click and drag the YouTube stream to alter the camera angle? Just imagine, Dave, if I actually did it at the exact same time. Mac Alt Star. And I'll cruise.
Descend niveau 150 avec approche 125-45 pour vous 06. Merci beaucoup, bonne soirée également.
Distant 3 Tango Victor, just confirm you are climbing flight level 380.
Affirm to Tango Victor, we're ahead of them.
And Simon, you say the clouds are looking really good tonight. They are indeed.
3 Tango Victor, Roger, advise you for enable.
Parfait, contrôle, bonsoir, on est au niveau 2.
Leonardo, can we set any speed on pre-selected? You can, but you realistically should only set a characteristic speed. So, F speed, S speed, clean speed, etc. And that's only if there's a speed restriction. So the idea being you choose the next speed down. So if we just have a quick look. We had a max speed restriction there of 210 knots. Now our clean speed was above that, something like 223, and our S speed, so flaps 1, was 202. So we obviously can't fly clean because we would bust the speed limit if clean was 222 or whatever it was. So we fly the next characteristic speed down, which was S speed, 202 knots. No point, you could fly at 210 knots, but there's no point. You've got the flaps out, you're just burning extra fuel, so you may as well fly at the slowest speed you can at flaps 1. Vaughn, will I be on Friday? Yes, I should be, unless anything goes wrong.
756 Quebec, contact size control 128.1, have a good evening.
Over to Paris 128.1, thank you very much for the service, easy 756 Quebec, good night. Let's see if Paris is as busy as Marseille. Paris Centre, easy 756 Quebec, flight level 380, direct Adavo.
Easy 76 Quebec, very good evening, Adam.
I think he struggled with the call sign there, didn't he? And I don't blame him. It's Not the easiest call sign in the world, that one. So as we're coming into Gatwick, that sun should be getting quite low in the sky. There's a threat.
Easy 254, descent flight level 150.
Leonardo, you are quite welcome.
On
Red Razor, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel.
128.
Tom, you've just bought Rex Weather and noticed some issues. Also, any ideas when fly-by-wire are going to incorporate calculated managed descent modes? Afraid not. Afraid I've no idea.
Alpine 70 kilo is back inside the cockpit.
I tell you, not an easy call sign. No, not indeed.
You are identified. Current flight level 270.
Current flight level 270, RTS 10.
Make it 280.
Plain sailing then now, guys, isn't it? If you'll pardon the pun. Right. Well, let's just do some top of cruise checks. We'll do a fuel check at Ardal in a second. And then let's get the weather request. We don't need Nice anymore. Echo Golf Kilo Kilo. We'll get the alternate in as well, which is Manchester. Let's also check out Echo Golf Sierra Sierra Stansted, another one of ours.
Contact pour Marseille 124 décimal 650.
And Bristol was another one as well. So let's check those out. They're more alternates. What I can do as well is check things like Paris in a second.
Unicom 128, aircraft 128. Thank you, service.
Just thought it might be worth taking up the top of the descent radial now while we've got time. We've got quite a lot of time. We won't be on the ground for another hour or so. So we'll look at doing stuff like that in a few minutes. Right now, though, is a great opportunity if anyone has got any questions, because this is the part of the stream that I really enjoy, because I can just sit back and relax for a bit before things before things get difficult. ATC online is always great, isn't it? So we can see at the moment, oh look at that, ceiling visibility is okay, that's what we want. Manchester is also good, overcast 1,100 feet. Stansted is good as well, and Bristol is fine. Yeah, broken 400 feet. Looks like that weather, that bad weather that was forecast, might not be coming to fruition. Which is great. We like boring flights. You might not. And they're never boring with the community that you guys have built up.
126,475,
Nicholas, are we having a problem with the weather flying? You can't fly past flight level 300. I'm not having that problem. No. I just had a lot of turbulence over the Alps, which was a bit of a pain. Jedistor, press print, I dare you. Yeah. I keep telling you, remind me after we've landed, and then I'll do it. Promise. Johnny 150, hello from Swiss 974. Where are you off to tonight, Johnny? I love having 6 views. We can move them hick as we wish. That's quite nice, actually.
Easy A390, proceed direct exact.
Look at the winglet reflection there in the bright sun.
Direct
That's beautiful.
Easy A390.
And again, because of the angle of the wing there, just seeing the tip, it's little stuff like that that sets Microsoft Flight Simulator apart from anything else, I think. J-Hog, have I tried the new Microsoft Flight Simulator Google Map replacement? No. God no. Why would I want to risk something like that? Dark, can we cook up some low visibility and bad weather for landing? Dark, are you flying with me tonight by any chance? Think Moisty 5, good morning, glad you could catch us, can't stay for long, you've got to get ready for school. Oh, of course, it's Thursday. No, it isn't. It's Wednesday morning where you are. You're not that far ahead. Good to see you though, Think Moisty. Annie's song at all C, just having a small sniff of white wine. Shall I send a glass forward to the cockpit? Oh god, yes please. I like white wine, I like rosé wine. I'm not keen on red wine, it's a bit too heavy for me. S-Remers, did I turn off the tips when someone sends a message on VATSIM? Yeah, I did, because I got fed up of it just being there all the time. Can you imagine that coming in on the last 50 feet of landing? Danny Rubble, good evening. You haven't missed much at all, apart from terrible turbulence over the Alps. Andy, I don't think you can get more than 10 custom views. No, you've either got 1 through to 0, haven't you? So what have I got set up? You can download these custom views as well. They're available in our Discord server in the pilot's briefing room. So we've got 1, which is just default, and then we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I like that view. 7. That's nice. 8. And finally 9. But yeah, if anyone wants those, you can download those views and save them for use in your simulator as well. We didn't go through the SD pages. Fuel used, all looks fine. Bleed air, all good. Cabin pressure differential slightly above 8 there. It's normally 8 or below. Cabin altitude's fine though. Electric page is good. 3,000 psi. Fuel used just under 2.2 tons. Quick math says that's good. No fuel leak. APU. And temperature of the cabin 24 degrees. All doors are still closed and armed, thank God. Brake temperatures 0. All flight computers working. System status is normal. Just get the weather as well for Paris, just in case something went wrong or we had an emergency and had to divert. So Dark, you've just got home from work, that's why you're not flying. Yeah, that makes sense. Hope you've had a good day at work anyway. J-Hog, guess who has it and it crashed the desktop at first. Yeah, well, if you will mod it. Report on final, can I please explain the F and S speed? So F speed is flaps 2, 3, S speed is flaps 1, and clean speed is green dot. Well, Grundle, thanks so much for subscribing, appreciate your support. Sarkotech, do you have to map all of the window views to have all of those? Not if you copy my camera's config file, which you can download from our Discord server. Scott, good evening. Good to have you on board tonight. Nicholas, I'm flying the very latest experimental version tonight as well. Literally downloaded just before the stream. And you're barely able to maintain green dot. What's N1 doing, just out of interest? That's what I'd be looking at. I'd be looking at N1, auto thrust, and am I in the climb gates? Ooh, the self-loading cargo passenger satisfaction percentage has jumped up to 30%. That's bad, isn't it?
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase from our selection of fresh food available today. Full details can be found in your in-flight brochure. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated. And if we could be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Today there was a Vans Aviation recording, love that channel, a week or two ago with an A380 being given a gate they'd never been to in Toronto, requesting follow me and wing walkers because it wasn't airline approved. Yeah, well, the last thing you want to do is scratch some paint on your wings, isn't it? Dark Fury, chilling. God no, he's married with kids. This is my chill out time, guys. My chill out time is with you, which is why I love doing these live streams. And 163 people watching tonight. That's great. Looking forward to the giveaway in a little while. So Tom, no, I can. PPL will be fine. But yeah, my eyesight falls below standard, sadly. I think most 5 may be upgraded from an i5 and 2060 to an i7 and 3080. Wow, you're going to get some frame rate increases with that, aren't you? Report on final, can I put myself in an upset and recover? I do every time I try and enter into a conversation with one of my kids. But sadly I don't always recover. So if you have just joined us, welcome to the Tuesday evening live stream Real Ops flight. In fact, this is a real flight, guys. Someone get on Flight Radar 24. This is a real flight, and I've just remembered, I think it's almost flying around the same time we are. See if you can find us. Let us know where we are. Where are we? You'd have to compare it, wouldn't you? Where are we right now? Let's have a quick look. Yeah, that's not where we are. The aircraft icon hasn't updated itself. There we go. So we're just a few miles southeast of Paris. Someone get on Flight Radar 24, see where the real aircraft is. Speaking of old Paris, what was the weather like there? Just in case. Thick Moisty 5, the flight number is exactly the same as ours. Easy, 756 cubic. Paris is wide open as well.
Easy 23 Delta, contact Bill approach 126.475.
126.475, bye-bye.
So Danny, the real world flight has just passed the sea, almost inbound to Eastbourne in the UK. Thanks, Danny.
Je passe sur Marseille, 124 650, merci beaucoup pour le contrôle.
Solid Delta, cancel, copy.
I think we left from Nice, on the south coast of France. Should be on the ground in around 50 minutes.
French
control,
ground
127 with you for double take.
think Langan is offline, we need to much to simulate.
Monitor Unicom 122 to simulate for IceJet 105. Thank you very much for great ATC. Good night.
Very. Next 2132, turn left, direct to Viva.
Wonder if you manage to gain an extra few frame rates if you throw your drink cup away.
The next 2132, top crystal,
You definitely don't need that one. You can get extra frame rates as well by turning those down. Don't need those screens.
Paris control, Portugal 127 with you for double trade, going on the half.
You can actually get our flight number and call sign from the operational flight plan, which is pinned at the top, of course.
Yeah, we're requesting the flight level 390 now.
You will reach to
390
Christian, does Paris look good at night? I can't remember the last time we flew at night, actually. Report on final. Christopher, good evening. You've just thrown your dummy out the pram. You couldn't get model matching to work. It can be a bit of a pain. I messed mine up recently, which was annoying. But I managed to re-get it again, re-get it going again. It's not perfect, but it's okay. Sometimes there's a couple of models missing. It was all since Sim Update 5, wasn't it? And the livery's all changed. I had it working beautifully up until that point. So we're going to start looking at some charts pretty soon.
854, distance flight level 8.
And Gav, Gav, thank you so much for your $5 donation there, Gav. How's it going? It's going really well. Thank you very much. We haven't done the giveaway yet, so anyone that's tuning in for that, you are still within a chance to win it. Thank you very much, Gav. Really, really kind of you, and much appreciated. Thank you for your support.
Level 250, heading to the Shah.
So we're expecting, according to the flight plan anyway, the Kunav, what is it? We're expecting the Kunav 1 Golf arrival. Runway 26 left is in use at Gatwick.
128, 127, thank you.
And we've got some descent planning which we can use as well just here. So pilot should plan for possible descent clearance as follows. Flight level 160 at Amdut, and then flight level 70 by Timber. So we are at, what are we at? We're at flight level 380 at the moment. And if we're going to get down to flight level 160, that's 22,000 feet. 22 multiplied by 3 is 66, of course. That's 66 miles, but I believe we've still got a tailwind as well. And where's that speed restriction start to come into place? Oh no, that's okay at that point. So if we start that descent... Yeah, if we start that descent, let's call it 70, no later than 70 miles away. That should get us down nice and on profile. So let's just pop that in. Flight plan, fix info, AMDUT, and what did I say? 70 miles. Set to the 70-mile radius in there. And if I zoom out, we should now be able to pick out. There we go, there's our top of descent, about 90 miles away from where we are at the moment. So we obviously have traffic coming into Gatwick, one of the busiest airports on the VATSIM network. So potentially we could have a hold, in which case we're going to fly that manually, of course,
Descent flight level 280,
as it doesn't work
easy A390.
just yet.
Alpine 73 kilo,
And once we get down to flight 160, we'll be under ATC control, I think, if they're online. If not, let's just prep for that as well. So from Amdut down to Timber, flight level 70. From Timber, there's another hold point there. From Timber, then we can get down to 4,000 feet. That takes them to Mayfield. Mayfield, 3,000 feet. Correction, 2,000 feet. And that heading 003 to bring us in for a nice final approach onto the ILS. Frederick, thank you so much for your very kind donation, and yeah, really kind of you, that, Frederick. Of course, you want to join us. You can join us anytime you want, Frederick. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Really do appreciate that. Hope you're having a good flight with us as well, Frederick. So at the moment I'm planning, in case ATC is not online, we could get a direct, of course, if they are. But if they're not online, we'll obviously stick to the descent profiles. Sorry, just keep listening out for ATC as well. ATC is a little bit quiet, so I need to make sure that I don't miss any calls. So one of the things that we do need to just bring to our attention, we cannot proceed beyond Timber without ATC clearance. If ATC is online, of course. If they're not online, then obviously we can continue. Max speed 220 knots by that point. If we just have a quick check and see what our speeds are. Oh, hang on, go back. There we go. Okay, right, so let's work this out. Timber, then, I want to be green dot. Flight level 70, I want to be green dot at Timber. After Timber, we'll leave there, descend 4,000 feet. As we get to Mayfield, we'll get flaps 1 out, then leaving Mayfield as we continue to descend down to 2,000 feet. It's going to be it's then going to be flaps 2 as we pick up the glide slope. Now, other things I want to check on here. Gatwick arrivals. Where are you? Gatwick arrival page. General arriving. Now the taxi as we vacate. Visual approaches, straighten approaches, reverse taxi procedure. It's protectory lines. So E and F. No. A, D.
Easy. A390.
Hang on a minute, wrong charts.
And easy A394 maintain Max 70.
Speed restrictions.
2132 requesting.
Let's just go back up to that actually.
160.
Stop is 2132, negative, you are clear 230.
Clear 230, top was 2130.
So 160 knots till 4 miles. So we need to maintain 160 knots until 4 miles, then we can go to manage speed.
290, Falcon 70 kilo.
And I'm just looking for the taxi after landing.
12685 Falcon 70 kilo. Thank you for AT this evening and have a good evening. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Break easy 23 Sierra Delta, distance flight level 280.
Descent flight level 280, easy 230 Delta.
And if I just bring up the charts as well, we would look to exit via Echo, maybe a little much, But Fox Romeo, yeah, Fox Romeo would potentially be the latest. Potentially Echo, but let's just go back to reading those charts. .38, 52, 49, so quite fast speeds there for rapid exit taxiway. Traffic vacating Echo have to turn right onto the runway without stopping, so that's the important thing. If we do take Echo, we turn right onto runway 08 left and do not stop. Traffic vacating Fox Romeo, Golf Romeo have to cross 26 right onto taxiway Juliet. When exiting runway 26 left, aircraft do not have to call for clearance to cross 26 right, as the runways cannot be used simultaneously. That's fine. So just bringing that into our bigger picture. On Echo, we make an immediate right turn. We don't need to stop. We just get onto 08 left and carry on. Foxtrot Romeo or Golf Romeo, we cross the runway onto Juliet. There we go. Right, how far are we away from the top of the descent? Beautiful. Alright, let's do the full...
756 Quebec, when ready, descent flight level 80.
And say again please for easy 756 Quebec.
Yes, so when ready, descent flight level 280.
Roger, we'll report when ready to start our descent to flight level 280, easy 756 Quebec.
Yeah,
Paris Control, Air France 954, request to leave my cockpit for 5 minutes.
Approved.
Welcome Air France 954.
So looking to do that in about 36-37 miles. So let's just do that full departure briefing. Correction, full arrival briefing. We're not departing. So we're going to start our descent slowly. We're aiming for flight level 160 at Amdut. From Amdut, we're going to leave there, descend flight level 70. I want to be green dot by the time I get to Timber. From Timber, we continue our descent 4,000 feet on leaving Mayfield.
132, contact.
We can start a steady descent at 2,000 feet. I want flaps 1 as we leave Mayfield, and then from there we'll go flaps 2 with the glide slope as we've picked up the ILS. On landing, if we vacate on Echo, we're going to make an immediate backtrack, no stopping, just straight on to runway 08 left and continue contacting ground. If we vacate on Fox Romeo or Golf Romeo, we will cross 08 left onto Juliet. There we go. Let's have a quick look then at the
132.
go around. So the go around procedure.
122.8. Have a good night. Thank you very much.
Go around procedure is 3,000 feet, and we climb straight ahead when passing 2,000 feet or 1 mile from the ILS identifier, whichever is later. Make a left turn to heading 178.
Contact Gatwick 126.85. Bye.
Contacting Gatwick on 126.825. Good evening, the 30 Delta.
Alright, so there's our plan. Top of descent in around
Ladies and gentlemen,
20
take
miles.
full advantage of your tax-free allowances today and make some amazing savings with our boutique range. In your in-flight brochure, you'll find details of our award-winning selection of gifts, most with massive discounts, some of which are exclusive to you as an EasyJet customer. Make the most of your opportunity to shop and save from the comfort of your seat. If you'd like to see any products, have any questions, or would like to make great savings, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
So I'm just waiting for that weather to come in, just to see if it's got see if it's got any worse. It was really nice so far. That nasty weather we were expecting hasn't come in. Yeah, ceiling visibility, okay, fantastic. So that's going to be Cat 1. Decision altitude is 396. QNH is 1024. Just double check the ILS frequency as well on the RadNav page, which is 110.9, and airfield elevation is 52. Hi HD, welcome back. If Gateway radar is online, you'll be radar vector. Don't worry about Mayfield. Radar vectors from Timber. Thank you. Wind 2005 and temperature is 11. Let's get on the perf page.
Paris contrôle Air France 9334, j'ai eu un tout petit problème de pilotage, mais je suis revenu dans le cockpit, j'ai repris ça.
9334, c'est reçu. Descendez niveau 100 quand vous souhaitez.
Eh bien, je rappelle prêt à descendre au niveau 100 Air France 9334.
Faites attention, c'est de passer.
Transition altitude is 6000 feet.
Ouais, oui, je vois ça, j'ai juste un petit problème.
And that decision altitude 396.
Pour l'arrivée, autorisé arriver Cambrai 5 Delta.
Eh ben, autorisé à arriver Cambrai 5 Delta, merci beaucoup, monsieur.
Okay, let's contact ATC and tell them we're ready to start descent flight level 280. Easy 756 Quebec, we're ready to start descent flight level 280.
Last station control?
Easy 756 Quebec, we're ready to start our descent to flight level 280.
Oh, please do.
Roger, starting descent now, flight level 280, easy 756 Quebec. He almost sounds nervous that we're not going to make the target altitude. For start low and descent 280 blue. Okay, so HD, I don't know if you were here right at the very start of the briefing, but we're expecting the QNAV 1 Golf arrival, targeting flight level 160 obviously at Amdut, and then I want flight level 70 at Timber, green dot at Timber. From Timber we leave Timber, descending flight level descending flight altitude of 4,000 feet. That's of course if ATC are online, etc. If they are online, then they can give us vectors. They'll obviously then also give us altitudes to descend down to. But certainly, sort of a beam Mayfield. If I'm sticking to the full procedure, then from Mayfield or leave Mayfield, flaps 1. Over to Gatwick now at 126825 for easy 756 Quebec.
Paris contrôle Air France 9334, nous sommes prêts à la descente au niveau 100.
9334, oui, vous étiez déjà clairé pour le centre.
Ah, vous m'aviez dit de rappeler prêt pour descendre Air France 9334.
Vous avez dit quand vous serez prêt?
I'm not sure about that. It says contact Gatwick in about 10 miles. 126825. Which frequency is that going to be? Oh, it's the approach. That's fine. 126825. He sent me a text message there.
Flight forward, altitude.
We'll go over to them now, just in case they want us to do anything different.
16 clear on there, thanks, good night. 106 Romeo, descent flight level 80.
106 Romeo, descent flight level 80.
Alpine 72 Kilo, descent flight level 80 to get level by Timber. 80 by Timber, Alpine 72 Kilo.
Gatwick approach, good evening, easy 756 Quebec is beam Kazakhs. Passing flight level 300 for 280.
756 correct, Gatwick thanks, landing 26 left and overlay, could have 1 Golf arrival.
Expect 26 left, could have 1 Golf, easy 756 Quebec.
Easy 756 correct, descent flight level 160 to be level by Amdut.
Say again please, easy 756 Quebec.
60 to be level by Amdut.
Level 160, level by Amdut for easy 756 Quebec.
EJ54, turn left heading 2905.
Left heading 2905,
160 blue.
EJ390, speed 250 knots or greater.
250 or greater, easy at 390.
Alpine 73 kilo, speed 250 knots.
Speed 250, Alpine 73 kilo.
So, probably going to get quite busy listening to what's going on in the chat at the moment.
Yeah, if you're incorrect to thanks, clear for takeoff, 26 left, wind 190 degrees, 3 knots.
Clear to take off easy for Yankee.
Got about 42 miles to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, take full advantage of your tax-free allowances today and make some amazing savings with our boutique range.
10.9, just checking that
brochure, you'll
ILS
find
frequency is
details of
correct.
our award-winning selection of gifts, most with massive discounts, some of which are exclusive to you as an EasyJet
Romeo,
customer.
continue
Make the most of your opportunity to shop and save from the comfort of your seat. If you'd like to see any products or any questions, or would like to make great savings, then just ask us to join you in the cabin shop.
approach 26 left.
Descent 2000 feet on the turning, clear tire from 26 left, EJ54.
Alpine 73 kilo, turn left heading 0, correction 290 degrees.
Gatwick Tower is not online, but Gatwick ground is, which is 121.8, so I'm going to get that in standby.
Turn flight level 90.
Flight level 90, EJ230 Delta.
AG106 Romeo, maintain 250 knots.
B250 knots, 106 Romeo.
Alpine 73 kilo, descend flight level 70.
70, Alpine 73 kilo.
EG8390, you got 30 miles for 26 left, descend to altitude 6,000 feet, QNH 1023.
So looking like we're bang on profile at the minute. That's good.
Easy at 390.
Gareth Director, good evening, Britannia 647 Alpha 3.
Britannia 647 Gatwick, roger, hold Alpha 1.
Was that a Britannia call sign? Wow.
Hold Alpha 1, Britannia 647.
Blast from the past. Von McLean, wow, that call sign's close to mine. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why when ATC's giving out a lot of instructions, I try not to talk too much to you guys. I'm not ignoring you, but I don't want to miss a call. I did miss one from Paris a few moments ago.
EJ390, confirm it's only 6,000 feet.
Yeah, descending 6,000, sorry, computer froze.
No worries.
Okay, so just going to do a couple of checks, make sure we got everything ready. Weight and landing information has been received, FMGC is coded, landing elevation is 52. We've done our arrival briefing, we know what we're planning. We've got auto brake low, and I'm just going to pop the local QNH there, which is 1024 on standby.
Landing EasyJet Airbus 320, line up on weight 26 left, fire Alpha 1 behind.
Fire Alpha 1, line up on weight 26 left, behind me, Britannia 647.
EJ390, descent to altitude 5,000 feet.
Oh, HD, good spot, your ear's picked up there. Elevation's 196.
390.
EJ4 Yankee Victor, what are you passing altitude?
1,000 feet, yeah, 1,900 feet.
Yeah, Yankee Victor, thanks, direct south.
I've just got visions of HD sat there just sleeping away and his ears just prick up when he hears something not quite right.
84 Yankee Victor.
And my word, you typed that fast.
390, speed 220 knots or greater.
So we've still got the giveaway to do, FSRealistic. We're probably going to see those effects on touchdown as well.
Not so great, easy at 390.
EG106 Romeo, speed 220 knots, turn left heading 045.
Just going to wind that speed up a little bit, make sure we get down.
45, EG106.
Alpine 73 kilo, speed 220 knots, descent to altitude 6,000 feet, QNH 1023, you've got 35 miles, 26 left.
This controller sounds absolutely spot on the job, doesn't it?
EJ390, descent to altitude 3,000 feet.
3,000 feet, A390.
Easy 756, Quebec, descend flight level 80, speed level by timber.
Flight level 80 by timber, easy 756 Quebec.
Easy 230 Delta, turn left heading 290 degrees, descend flight level 70.
Left 290 and
080 blue.
230 Delta.
Lufthansa 3 Tango Victor, Gatwick, director hello, clean up 1 Golf arrival, 26 left, no delay.
And because I need to slow down, I'm just wind that speed up a little bit.
0.73 kilo, turn right heading 050 degrees.
290 knots.
Easy 8390.
Get us just below the profile so I can pull back 250 knots, 10,000 feet, and then ideally,
Left 290,
depending on speed restrictions,
easy 390.
Easy 84 Yankee Victor, no further ATC, Unicom, goodbye.
we're then looking to slow down to Gredot, sort of after Mayfield.
No further ATC,
we don't want to be Green Dot much later.
Unicom 122, easy 4 Yankee Victor.
Easy 106 Romeo, turn left heading 360 degrees, and altitude 3,000 feet.
Approach checklist. Minimums 396 set. Engine mode selector to normal and electronic is stowed.
If
5,000 feet,
you can please return to your seats.
Easy 230 Delta, speed 220 knots.
Speed 220, easy 230 Delta.
Easy 8390, once established, localizer 26 left, descend to the glide path.
Toilets will now go out of use until the fasten seatbelt sign is turned on. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance.
Antonio 647, clear takeoff 26 left, wind 200 degrees, 2 knots.
Clear takeoff 26 left, Antonio 647.
EJ 54, second right Juliet ground, factor second right Juliet to Quebec, kilo stand 106.
So we've just popped the anti-ice on as well. A few clouds there, we may miss them, we may not. Better safe than sorry.
EJ 106 Romeo, turn left heading 330 degrees, speed 180 knots.
Left 330 degrees, speed 180 knots.
0.73 kilo, turn left heading 010 degrees, descend to altitude 4,000 feet.
010 and 4,000 feet, 5.73 kilo.
EJ 390, speed 160 knots, maintain to 40 ME.
So we've got about 20 miles or so to go until we're at timber. We're nicely below the profile, but we will have to level off momentarily just to reduce to 250 knots. So that works well.
EJ 756, correct, speed 250 knots or less. EJ 756, correct, speed 250 knots or less.
Speed 250 knots or less, easy 756 Quebec.
0.73 kilo, speed 180 knots, descend to altitude 3,000 feet.
180 knots and 3,000 feet, 5.73 kilo.
EJ 106 Romeo, turn left heading 295 to establish on 26 left, then descend with the glide path.
Heading 295 for establishing by black bat.
So, the fact that we got ourselves nicely below the profile has worked out well there, slowed us down a little early, that's okay. Now we're at 250 knots, selected speed. I'm going to activate that approach phase. So that's all done.
Passing 2,600 feet, Antonio 647.
Antonio 647, thanks, climb now, flight level 180.
Climb now, flight level 180, Antonio 647.
EJ 390, clear for land, 26 left, wind 200 degrees, 2 knots.
Tell you what, this controller is fantastic.
EJ 230 Delta, you got 25 miles, 26 left, descend to altitude 5,000 feet, QNH 1023.
5,000 feet, 1023, EJ 230 Delta.
EJ 756, Quebec, descend flight level 70.
Descend flight level 70, easy 756 Quebec.
EJ 395, behind landing company, Airbus
070
line up on way 26 left behind.
Line up on way 26 left behind, EJ 395, sorry about that, we had audio issues.
No worries, Breaky, Alpine 73 kilo, turn left heading 345.
Left 345, Alpine 70 kilo.
EJ 230 Delta, descend to altitude 4,000 feet.
Down to 4,000, EJ 230 Delta.
Britannia 647, direct Dover.
Direct Dover, Britannia 647.
10 miles from timber. We're going to need some speed brakes.
Lufthansa 3 Tango Victor report passing Q now. Alpine 73 kilo, turn left heading 290 degrees, once established localizer, 26 left, descend for the glider.
Left 290, once established, descend for the glide path, for left upper.
10,000 feet, landing lights on.
230 Delta, speed 180 now.
Speed 180, easy 230 Delta.
Easy 756 correct, lead timber heading 010 degrees.
Leave timber heading 010 degrees, easy 756 Quebec.
Easy 8390, welcome to Gatwick, second right on Juliet, I'll call you back.
So that's in 5 miles.
Easy 106 Romeo, speed 160 knots, maintain the 40 heavy.
160 knots, still 40 dB, you 106 Romeo.
Easy 8390, second right Juliet, I'll call you back. Johnny 647, nothing further, you come to 8280 point.
1 light, 76% left for light.
Easy 390, runway vacated.
My apologies at the moment, guys. I'm not really talking too much because I'm just monitoring and concentrating and listening to this fantastic ATC.
Taxiway Juliet, roger, 8390.
The 3 Tango Victor, thanks to descend, flight level 80 to be level by timber. ED 395, clear takeoff, 26 left, wind 200 degrees, 2 knots.
Speed out star.
This is last easy 395.
Alpine 73 kilo, speed 160 knots, maintain the 40 ME.
160 until 40 ME, Alpine 73 kilo.
ED 756, crest, you got 28 miles, 26 left, descend to altitude 6,000 feet, QNH 1023.
Descend 6,000 feet, QNH 1023, easy 756 Quebec.
ED 230 Delta, turn left heading 2905.
Left 295, easy 230 Delta.
Easy 8390, taxi Q.
Just side over descent 6,000 feet.
Kilo, stand 107. Easy 8390, taxi Juliet, Quebec, Kilo, stand 107.
Easy 756 Quebec, any speed restrictions?
Oh, stand 107. 8390.
Easy 756 Quebec, descend to altitude 4,000 feet.
4,000 feet, and any speed restrictions, easy 756 Quebec.
Stand by, brake, ED 230 Delta, descend to altitude 3,000 feet when established on the localizer, 26 left, descend with the glide
Thrust
path.
idle over descent 4,000.
Down 3,000 feet when established localizer, descend with the glide path, easy 230 Delta.
Easy 756 Quebec, no ATC speed restriction.
Go and manage speed. Roger, 756 Quebec.
Easy 106 Romeo, clear to land, 26 left, wind 200 degrees, 2 knots.
Clear to land, 6 left, easy 106 Romeo.
Easy 395, report you passing altitude.
Passing 2,700, easy 395.
Easy 395, thanks, direct Problems Park, climb flight level 150.
Still got the boards out at the moment. Don't mind that, it's just getting us down and need to slow down and get flaps 1 out.
Oh, Papa Kilo, easy 395.
Easy 230 Delta, when established, speed 160, run off, maintain to 40 ME.
I want to establish 160 until 6 miles steaming, easy 230 Delta.
Cockpit to 40 ME.
Sorry, 40 ME, easy 230 Delta.
Easy 756 Quebec, turn left heading 340 degrees.
340 degrees, 756 Quebec. Start configuring flaps 1, speed checked, flaps 1. Spoilers away. We can see the lights up now just underneath it, so that's working nicely.
Seven 56 correct, then altitude 3,000 feet.
3,000 feet, easy 756 Quebec. 3,000 blue.
106 Romeo, vacate next right, then second right Juliet, I'll call you back.
Okay, second right, I'll next right and Juliet, 106 Romeo.
756 Quebec, turn left heading 290 degrees, once established, localizer, 26 left, descend glide path.
Left turn 290 degrees, established on localizer and descend with the glide path for easy 756 Quebec.
Lufthansa 3 Tango Victor, fly heading 330 degrees.
Alt glide slope blue, lock blue, cat 3, dual autopilot 1 and 2.
Easy 395, nothing further, Unicom, goodbye.
Unicom, goodbye, Easy 395.
Alpine 72 kilo, check landing
0 degrees, less than 5, clear to land 26 left.
Clear to land, runway 26 left, Easy 230 Delta.
Lufthansa 3 Tango Victor, descend flight level 70, no ATC speed restriction.
Level 70 and no ATC.
Is Alpine 72 kilo, clear to land 26 left?
Clear to land.
Not quite going to get the CDA in there.
106 Romeo taxi.
Didn't pull VS speed soon enough.
106 Romeo, request gate 553 plus 1.
Okay, taxi Juliet.
Lock star.
Quebec, Lima, stand 553.
We can get down to the platform altitude though, can't we? Let's leave that 500 feet per minute. Lock star.
Direct speed 160 knots, maintain to 40 ME.
Coming in now.
Easy 756 Quebec, speed 160 knots, maintain to 40 ME.
160 knots, maintain till 40 ME, easy 756 Quebec.
Lufthansa 3 Tango Victor, turn left heading 320 degrees.
Easy 756 Quebec, confirm 160 knots or greater.
Negative 160, please default.
160 knots now for easy 756 Quebec.
2,500.
Flaps 2, speed check.
9.72 kilos, second right Juliet, I'll call you
Flaps
back.
2.
Second right on the Juliet for 1.72 kilo.
C230 Delta, set wind 200 degrees, less than 5 knots from
Glide slopes alive.
clear to land.
9 miles.
Clear to land, runway 26 left, Easy 230 Delta.
Alpine 73 Kilo, taxi Juliet, Quebec, Lima, stand 112.
Juliet, Quebec, Lima, and stand 112, 5.72 kilo.
Lufthansa 3 Tango Victor, 32 miles, 26 left, descend to altitude 6,000 feet, QNH 1023.
Please prepare for landing.
Descent to top speed,
So now 160 knots, 8 miles. Alt star. Can just see FSRealistic giving it a bit of airframe vibration there. Glide slope start. Missed approach altitude set. 6 miles. Landing gear. Spoilers. Flaps 3. Speed checked, flaps 3.
Lufthansa 3 Tango Victor, descend to altitude 5,000 feet. EQ230 Delta, taxi right Juliet, Papa, Kilo, stand 103.
Juliet, Papa,
Coverage 4
Kilo,
miles, let's
103,
go to manage
230
speed,
Delta.
flaps full, landing checklist. Cabin, secured, auto thrust speed.
756 Quebec, runway 26 left, clear to land, winds south westerly, less than 5.
Clear to land, 26 left, easy, 756 Quebec. Cabin secured for landing, auto thrust speed, go around altitude 3000, blue set, ECAM memo, landing no blue. 1,000 feet past.
Lufthansa 3 Tango Vector descent to altitude 3,000 feet.
3,000.
Autopilot disconnected. I have control. Slight wind from the left.
$500.
500 feet. Approach stable.
$400. $300. 100 above.
Some frame rate issues with this Gatwick.
Tango Victor turn left heading 290 degrees.
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 5.
Auto brake low doing the job. That's the first exit way missed. That's okay though. Reversers are now off below 70 knots. We're taking Foxtrot Romeo.
Lufthansa 3 Tango Vector descent to altitude 2,000 feet on that heading, cleared ILS approach 26 left.
10,000, cleared ILS.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls or
Take
internet
right onto
access
Juliet,
may now
stand
be used.
109 for easy.
Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat and in the overhead lockers. Do take care when opening the lockers in case anything falls out. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area. On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our
Was it just
pleasure
my
looking after you
imagination
today.
though? Could I see
Our
mist?
ground crew will help you complete your EasyJet journey. For the latest news,
Which I've not
promotions,
seen
flight
before.
and destination information, check out our official Facebook page, Twitter or EasyJet app.
Right, we're now on long and straight and we're getting ready to run the giveaway in a couple of minutes. And need to quickly pull up stand 109 as well, find out where that is. And a reminder, to be in with a chance for the giveaway, you need to be a subscriber to the channel.
Lufthansa 3 Tango Victor, runway 26 left, clear to land, surface wind 200 degrees, less than 5
Stand
knots.
109, where on earth is that?
At all stations, Gatwick Director is now closing. There is no further APT. Continue to the comp 1 TQ.
Oh, well, we're not going to stand 109 then. Right, in that case, we'll go for the next one, which is 107. My charts must be old. It stops at 107. They were doing construction works there, weren't they? Maybe that's now been completed and stand 109 is available. So, whilst we make this taxi in, here's what you need to enter the giveaway. You need to make sure you are a subscriber to the channel, and then in order to enter the giveaway, simply type in the ICAO code of Gatwick, which of course is Echo Golf Kilo Kilo. Just type that into the chat. You only need to do it once, and yeah, we'll then run the giveaway. London Gatwick, of course, giving me the frame rate issues as well. What a great job that controller did. Shame I ignored him by dropping down to the platform altitude. Looking forward to that debrief, HD. I wasn't paying too much attention to the chat, as you can imagine. My mind was completely focused on the ATC that we had. So we shall take the left here, which is on Romeo. And then we'll go to Pier 6. And that giveaway will be coming up in around a minute or two's time once we've got the engine shut down and we're on stand. Turn right here onto Kilo. Well, stand 109 is there, it's just not on the charts. Oh well, there we go. We'll take stand 109 then if it's actually here in the scenery. Not quite sure why the charts aren't showing it. Yeah, those pink textures are a pain, aren't they? It's weird that they sort of come back right again once once you get a little bit closer. Oh look at that, we've got a marshaller. That hardly ever happens. He's dropped his baton though. Where's your other one, mate? You want me to get a little bit further forward? Come on then, let's inch it. That'll do. Oh, parking brake set, and 1 and 2, engine shut down. Okay guys, it's going to be giveaway time in just a second. Still got a chance to enter in Echo Golf Kilo Kilo into the chat, being with the chance of winning. And I'm just going to call the ground services while that happens. For the last few people who want to go ahead and do that. What a beautiful night, and not a hint of mist or cloud in sight on the approach. Beautiful. Okay guys, 30 seconds to go and then I'm rolling the dice, and we'll see who's going to win a copy of FSRealistic, which was in use today throughout all of the flight, which you can of course fine tune to use either extra sounds and of course camera shaking effects, which you could see there on the ground, you could see when landing, etc. I don't know what the landing rate was though today. The video I did the other day, I purposefully didn't do a great landing just so it would sort of show up, and indeed it did. It didn't actually seem to affect it that much, so maybe that landing was much better. But there we go. One of the things I could probably showcase this just very quickly. Let me just jump back into the flight deck. Hang on one sec. What you can do is, oh, those frame rates. Gatwick is an absolute killer, isn't it? I quite like this. Particularly with COVID going around. And what kind of sneeze would you like? There's a huge barking sneeze. There's a little bit of a cough. And then there's someone absolutely hiking their guts up. And I love the fact the entire aircraft shakes at the same time. Oh god, make it stop. How do I make it stop? But I do. I like that. Of course, for those things you don't like, you can turn that off. Alright then guys, let's roll the dice. What I need you to do, the winner needs to contact me on Discord or email, and obviously show proof that they are the winner and the account holder of the YouTube name. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Congratulations to Jayhawk. Jayhawk, congratulations, mate! You have won the giveaway. A copy of FSRealistic is on its way to you. Obviously, get in touch with me, and we'll sort that out for you. Thank you so much, guys, for taking part in the giveaway. For those of you that have watched the stream as well this evening, I hope you have enjoyed that. Really nice flight. Great to come and have a sunset landing as well. Nice approach, and that mist that was rolling in. Really enjoyed that. I've not seen that before. That was beautiful. A big thank you as well to everyone who has donated and contributed to the stream during the flight this evening, and of course to the EasyJet Sim Pilot channel members. Thank you so much for your continued support. I'm off to go and have a cup of tea with no biscuits now with HD, and potentially call a number. Hope you have a great Tuesday evening, whatever you're doing for the rest of the day, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back with you again live very soon. Good night.